boobs are no longer on lockdown and I'm really, really sad about it. Let's talk about some things while I do my skincare and get ready for bed. I would like to point out that it's literally 11:30 at night and he is still hyperactive. Actually, it's midnight. It's been about a week since Ade has latched or has had any type of breast milk. It's been about like 3 days since I stopped pumping because there was just no point for me to continue pumping. Probably talk about this a lot more in a different video. I'm really not like emotionally ready to talk about it yet. Just the thought about it makes me really sad. I was 100% convinced that I would be making it to the 1 year mark of breastfeeding or exclusively pumping with Ade. If you don't know, with my first Azarius, I exclusively pumped for about 4 months and then I ended up getting pregnant. Unfortunately, we did end up losing that pregnancy. Though I did lose that pregnancy, my OB did tell me that whenever I was pregnant that I had to stop pumping. So I stopped pumping at about the 4th month mark. And although my pumping journey with Azarius was a lot more harder compared to my pumping journey with Ades, it made me really emotional and really sad whenever I did stop. And I told myself that I was gonna make it to the year mark with my next baby, whenever that was. I ended up getting pregnant with Ade in April of 2024. Literally the moment that I found out that the pregnancy was a healthy pregnancy, it full on told myself that I will be making it to a year mark. I think that's just the part where I get emotional about is, I know in the end that fed is best, but I really did want to make it to a year and I was really fully convinced that I was going to make it to a year, so I'm slightly disappointed that I didn't. I shouldn't say disappointing because I did go 7 months, almost 8, but it's more so upsetting that I didn't make it to the full year. I don't want to say disappointing. I'm not disappointed in myself. I went 7 fucking months. That's pretty badass in my opinion. But now here comes the fun part. No matter if my plan is to breastfeed, I always still buy a can of formula before the baby gets here, so that way if anything were to go awry, I have something for backup. Before Ade was born, I bought a can of By Heart formula. Still had a decent amount of that can left over. That's what we ended up using whenever this whole situation happened with Ade. Part of our story comes today. We were running very low on formula already, and whenever I was looking on our little Walmart app, I discovered that nobody near me sells Ade's formula. So I have to travel an hour away just to get Ade's formula, which wouldn't have been such a big deal if Azarius didn't grab the can of formula from the counter and drop it all over the floor. But that did kind of set us back a little bit because we weren't planning to travel that entire hour today. Thankfully, I had some frozen breast milk. I just have an entire pitcher of breast milk thawing out in the fridge right now. I will be holding her over in the morning until I get back with the formula. I'm dead ass going to go get milk. Unfortunately, I have to come back though. I'll be waking up at 5 so that way I can leave the house by 5:30 so I can make it to the Walmart at 6:30 and be back hopefully in time by the time that Ade wakes up. I also got a bunch of comments on my Walmart video that the Walmart brand distilled water is cheaper than the baby brand of distilled water. I thought it was going to be like a 20-cent difference. No, it's 3 cents. If I could stay in one aisle as compared to going to 2 aisles and potentially spending money while going in between those 2 aisles, yeah, I'll just stick with the baby one. And that's not having no self-control. Do y'all see the glow on my face? Okay, Bioma, I see you, girl. I see you, girl. Anyways, that's my life. I'll see y'all in the morning.